Alright, I see myself live on Twitch, live on YouTube.
There's some older splash screen art.
Yeah, what's that for? What was that made for?
That looks like Rise of Isengard.
What's coming next on the Legendary Worlds?
Jerry, I think that might be Rise of Isengard because, Isengard bids 5.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotraStream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings/live, and facebook.com/Lotro. I'm Lotro's community manager, Cordovan, and I'm going to be hanging out with you for about an hour here, doing some Q&A and showing off a special VIP gift that will be arriving with the Rise of Isengard to the Legendary Worlds, perhaps as soon as next week.
Oh no, I need to get to level 65.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. Alright, so I am on an internal server, a private server here, and I'm going to show off a VIP gift that all VIP players will get if they log in between when we release Rise of Isengard onto the Legendary Worlds and the end of September. So this goes through September 30th. You do have to log in on your VIP or lifetime account in order to get this award, but once you do get it, it'll be flagged on your account. And what is it that we're giving away? We are going to be giving away an item that has been similar to one that has been long requested. And it seemed fit that when we had a special pre-order exclusive for the Rise of Isengard, a lot of people liked that armor, but it was exclusive, and we do retain that exclusivity long term, so we can't bring back that specific armor. However, what we've done is we've done some recoloring of it and some restyling of it, not in terms of its, say, physical shape, but in terms of its iconography. And you will get that if you log in between when we release the Rise of Isengard and the Legendary Worlds, perhaps as soon as next week, and the end of September. It'll be delivered to you in an item. Let me make sure that I'm on screen visible. Okay, I am. And it'll be delivered to you in an Armor of the Isengard Dispeller. This is a bound-to-account item. Contains cosmetic armor in the style of the Rohirrim, inspired by Isengard, and it'll put that into your inventory. You will get a hauberk, boots, gloves, shoulders, hooded cloak, and regular cloak. And I'm going to put it on, and you can see what it looks like. There's the hooded cloak version, so we'll start with that. Actually, let me move the keyboard slightly so I can get to the camera nicely. And you will see that this is similar in styling to what we did for Rise of Isengard as the pre-order exclusive, but it is not the same. It is the same really in shape only. And some of the iconography is different, such as the back of the cloak here. And this will be free to all VIP and lifetime account holders who log in between when the Rise of Isengard releases on the Legendary Worlds and the end of September. We are tentatively planning to do that next week. We'll have more info basically after Labor Day. After the Labor Day holiday in the U.S., when we get back on Tuesday, we'll probably do downtime notice. But just in case, we don't want to get people's hopes up here. And then let me just switch to the non-hooded version of the cloak. I tend to be a non-hooded version of the cloak kind of person myself. I don't know about you, but I like my hair on my MMO characters. This is account-wide. It is not on the Legendary server characters, and as a matter of fact, you don't actually have to log on to the Legendary Worlds in order to get this. You just have to be VIP and Lifetime and log into the game client. However, the update that this is debuting with is the same update that brings the Rise of Isengard to the Legendary Worlds, and thematically, you know, it's a celebration of said thing. So, but you don't actually even need to log into Legendary if you don't want to. Hello, Sir Garwin. I agree, Ellen. A non-hooded type person too. Anyway, it's a nice thing that we were able to do for folks and kind of celebrate the Rise of Isengard hitting the Legendary Worlds, which, you know, by all accounts could be next week. So I wanted to show that off to start off the stream here today, and the reason I'm on an internal server is because it ain't in game data yet, but it will be real soon. So, all right, let me switch on over to the regular game client here.
That was sweet. And it's blue.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, well, I know one person who's going to like it at least. So.
Wayward Plane!
Yep. So.
There's a reason she dyes her hair blue. Come on.
Yeah. All right, I'm not actually, I don't really have much of a plan for the live Game Worlds. I kind of just thought I'd putz around the Farmers Fair some more, because it's a fun time. And that is the other thing that's kind of going on in-game right now. Let me actually quick call up the Lotro events calendar. So the Farmers Fair runs through September 9th, being shut off at 3 a.m. Eastern on the 10th. And the other thing that's happening this weekend is it is a VIP event boost. So you've got a VIP event going through Monday, through the 2nd, being shut off at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on the 3rd. So that'll be a good benefit for folks as well who happen to be VIP. So between the Farmers Fair and the VIP event boost, we've got a pretty active weekend going on. And then potentially some folks will be wanting to get ready for Isengard on Legendary, that kind of thing. I did want to mention as well that we have added to the Lotro events schedule, which I suppose I could do the correct streamer thing and put it into chat. We have added a Summer Festival Encore. Okay, how do I comment on a... How do I comment on a... There we go, comment. Okay. And the Summer Festival Encore will start on September 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern and go through October 6th, being shut off at 3 a.m. Eastern on October 7th. Happens to coincide with a 25% skirmish mark boost as well, but whatever. It's Summer Festival Encore. We fit it into the calendar because you demanded it, basically. So hopefully you take that. Although technically, doesn't that mean we're like waiting until the weekend of fall to start a Summer Festival Encore? Whatever. I don't care.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
So I am really bad at this particular event of dodging the things, but whatever. I'm gonna run it anyway because I didn't do that on stream. I noticed so last week. Encore too short for the festival wrapper then? Yeah, we usually try to be cognizant of that. But you let me know if I'm wrong and we need to do something. Well, maybe we could. Typically, we try to go at least as long as the festival wrapper. Although I don't know that, depending on the schedule, that's always going to work out. What's happening to my dwarf? Uh-oh.
Lost in the mushroom field.
Now, by the way, hello, Druid's Fire. How you doing? I understand you are not at a game client, or you are at a game client?
I'm logged into the game. I'm actually sitting on the well in the middle of Bywater right now. I am in Atlanta at Dragon Con, a con so awesome it has its
Ah.
own parade, for real.
I
And
failed. Got spotted by a dog. But hey, I did okay.
no.
Relatively okay. That's fine. And let me toss you an invite then.
How dare you?
There you go. Looks like Phil is not going to be around to take lore questions during this week's Grifflet session. Just an announcement for those who are looking, checking that one out. How about a crystal boost during festival events? Say, last 7 days, get 3 crystals instead of 1. That's something we could theoretically do, but it would take additional development. Use the button to click nearest item, then the use button. Keep track of the dogs on the map. Sure. Yeah, I actually... I tend to be a mouse user. I'm not really a hotkey user in general. Felnul,
Which is funny.
here to ask the critical questions. Did you take away server capacity with the server maintenance because Lotra was going to end soon? No, we did not do any of those things. How does one get a lifetime account, and how much is it? You can no longer get a lifetime account, but there, in the game's early days, the company in charge of the game at that time sold lifetime accounts, and we do continue to honor those lifetime accounts and will for the lifetime of the game. So
That might be in relation to the end date for those who log into the My Account page, that the end date of the lifetime changed from like 2035 to 2027 or something silly thing.
that could just be a billing end date thing, but lifetime subs will continue to be supported, but you cannot purchase them currently and have not been able to for quite some time.
I'll just give you the bonus of my leafy feet.
I am going to call up something here, if I can, and talk a little bit more, because it relates to a question specific. Let me call up something here real quick.
Okay.
Let me know if the event starts while I'm looking at elsewhere. Oh, okay. It's begun.
You can tell because this beautiful music starts. Did Dark Celtic? Did Bart?
I actually have the music turned off. I was spotted right away by one of the dogs. Gosh darn it. I'm such an idiot. I actually had it turned off because I had the music down during preload here.
Yeah,
All right, so the question specifically was asked, basically, what's going to be buffed up a little bit due to the Rise of Isengard on the Legendary Worlds. And we do have a little bit of work that has gone into place there. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it?
It's hiding.
Gosh darn it. I just saw a thing that was checked in for Isengard work, but unfortunately I'm not seeing that now. But anyway, there is going to be a little bit of Isengard work taking place for the Legendary Worlds, like some kind of buffage and general kind of rework in the difficulty curve on it. Additionally, in next week's patch, we are going to have a little bit of work on Kizukala going on, and we are going to be slightly upping the favored pulls, and this is how that's going to work starting with the next patch as well. The following chests that appear in Kizukala when run at Tier 3 and higher will now offer an additional favored pull per week, for a total of 2 favored pulls and an additional non-favored pull available every week. And this will be for the Maid's Mithril Reward and the Mithril Chest of Dwarf Treasure. So, if you're running at Tier 3 and higher, you will get an additional favored pull per week. And that will be with next week's patch. Yeah, Rise of Isengard, let's see. The instances have received a significant balance pass, now more in line with expected player potency at level 75. Saruman's staff will no longer disappear. He'll always show all 5 colors for the rings phase, and then when appearing at the beginning of encounters besides his own, this is for the Tower of Orthanc, Saruman's movement speed has been increased. The delay to start the encounter has been shortened. So those are a few of the things. And there may be a few other pieces in there as well that I just haven't yet seen come across my desk, as it were. But that's what's up. So yes. No news on featured instance rotation updates, although I recognize that some folks would like us to do that work. No, Remanoir. These changes will not be available for preview prior to going live. Sorry. But let us know if we mess it up. I'm sure you will. Anything I can mention regarding pre-orders for the upcoming expansion? No, although that's coming soon, but we have nothing to announce at this time. There we go. There's the mushroom music. Oh, wolf. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh no! Oh, no. Man, I'm terrible at this. Alright, I think I'll be heading back to the Farmer's Fair. We'll do a little chicken egg stomp thing. Turn in those eggs from last week. Anyway, you can do that, although maybe you'll be better at it than me. Tonight, Landreval, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Warders will be playing music at the Fishing Pond. If you can't attend, you can catch it on Twitch. That's Hoppa Joel's channel. HOPPA JOEL. I'm not quite sure what the Twitch URL is. Maybe Hoppa_Joel? Anyway, sorry, Remanoir, that this schedule didn't really permit a Tower of Orthanc specific Bulwer preview this time around. Is it possible that Lotro will touch on Tolkien's unfinished Lotro sequel, The New Shadow, and its narrative elements, such as an orcish cult in Gondor arising in the future? No. That is not source material that we really have the ability to pull from. Will Bulwer be open soon for the next expansion? I would say not that soon,
Good day.
but
Might I have a word with you?
it will in the fairly near future. Oh, congrats, Bloodborne. Sup, you, dude in chat by the name of Bloodborne, who just achieved Twitch partnership this week, right? So, congrats. I know that that has been a long thing that you have been working on for a very long time, working really hard to achieve, and it must be real good to finally get that achievement. And it's about gosh darn time, Twitch. Congratulations on getting an awesome partner as a Twitch partner there. So, twitch.tv/Bloodborne. Although you already know his channel if you're on this one. But if you are not yet, he's now hit partnership. So that's awesome. And I assume that's going to mean nothing but further coolness for your show. So there you go. Do we have a timeline for a rework of the current legendary item system? Internally, we do have some level of timeline for that, but nothing yet to announce publicly. Oh, September 7th and 18th, 7th, 8th? I assume that's 7th, 8th. Starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, Gondomar Rockfest is going to happen again on Belliger. A lineup of bands from Belliger, Landreval, Laurelland, Saranen, Crick Hollow up in a day or so. So, that's cool. I remember the Gondomar Rock Nights have pretty awesome looking posters.
Yes, they do because they rock.
Yeah, so that'll be a good time. I know the Chronicle just got released, so perhaps you can find some more event-related things there. I know that all of you have been working hard to keep up on top of that stuff as best as possible. Just a reminder again, they do very much want to hear stuff from you. And you can send it into Lotro at standingstonegames.com to get included in the Lotro beacon. Don't think I'm gonna win.
Oh no!
Lots of bad eggs, though. Which, I thought... I didn't realize you could turn them in. It's like, what, 12 to 1 for festival tokens? Something like that? I failed. Yeah, so I got 13 white eggs. Each can be used to receive a Farmer's Fair token. I've got, where did I see? Orange egg. I only have one of those. Green and yellow spotted. Traded to their players. Used to receive 5. Pink and purple. Used to receive 10. And I thought there was something about the bad eggs I saw. Maybe I'm mistaken.
If only there were a guide to the festival that one of our team members.
Speak with
No, that might actually be a move-out command and everything, thanks to Eldoleth.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Thirdless, I do that at home. That's actually part of the reason why I tend to use a mouse rather than QE or whatever for picking things up. And it's because my mouse at home, I have a button is just interact with nearest object, and I use that typically as a thumb button, but I just don't have it set up on the mouse at work here. So yeah, Sir Garwin, we'll be fine here. In terms of the storm hitting the East Coast, it's really going to be hitting Florida and parts far southeast. We end up getting anything, it would probably be next week, and it would be most likely rain. We had a ton of rain yesterday or day before, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, I might have an interesting drive back from Georgia.
Can I comment on the posted bug lists in the Captain Update feedback forum? I have read that bug list. You want class bug work to be done. That will be taking place, I imagine, when Vastin and crew get to that. If you've been playing since 2007, can we get an exclusive mount, a golf buggy, since we are getting old and need to take it slow these days? I don't recall the golf buggy race in the original trilogy. Maybe I'm wrong. It has been a little while. Maybe they were doing golf buggy races, but the smoking eggs are bad, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the stinky eggs. Bad eggs.
That just means they've been cooked.
That's not what that means.
All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah, Wayward Plane, you're on the space coast of Florida, and all your players are, quote, bugging out. Probably a wise idea, huh? Be safe there.
Might I speak with you a moment?
But I'm trying to keep an eye on both Facebook and Twitch and YouTube chat. I will admit Facebook probably gets the least attention, just because it tends to scroll by my screen and disappear fairly quickly. But I do try to. So I recognize some of the recent feedback that you guys want me to up my game, so to speak. I know it's been a while. I didn't quite achieve what I intended to achieve earlier on with the stream. But honestly, I would also say that while I recognize the feedback and will be probably Valaring up or something like that in order to run more current content, if you're coming to this channel to see if you're coming to my show to see sort of high-level, cutting-edge gameplay, this is not the stream for you. That is not my point, nor will it ever be my point. So... while I do recognize what you're saying, and I do intend to make a few changes there, I think, at the same point, what I will often hear is, we want you to see, say, whatever it is that we would prefer that you work on other than what you're working on, for example, or we want you to see how bugged X is or Y. And that's fine. That's a perfectly good sentiment. But the way to resolve that is not to kind of force me to do it on the live stream during gameplay. That's not the point of the channel. So, if you're expecting me to do, say, tier 3 rating, it's just not going to happen. Sorry. But I do recognize what you are saying in regards to playing more relevant content, and that is something I intend to work on here in the near future. No, Abhithan, I think that is highly unlikely. That we would basically just get rid of all the other servers and say, it's legendary only. No, I really don't see us doing that. Let me say this. We did add a rating show to the channel. This takes place on Monday afternoons. And Roxy is kind of up in the mantle there to do some rating on Lotro stream. So that's pretty awesome. We do also have a new German language show. That's Shinsan's show. And that's Monday afternoon before Roxy's program. I guess I see mostly the show as a fairly casual hangout and way to do a little more kind of back and forth style questions than makes sense maybe in a forum thing. And also talk maybe a little more casually with folks here. So, in the words of maybe a former career manager, it is what it is. So, an option to choose between mouse and controller, that would be awesome. I have actually gotten a PlayStation 4 controller working pretty well for Lotro and DDO as well. It takes a little bit of work, but You know, even in games that I'm much better at, I'm still not going to be as good as the people who are more on the bleeding edge. And I think that is perhaps a reality that uh, is no stranger to the kind of position I'm in terms of how to appease certain segments of the community that don't feel you're perhaps up to snuff gameplay or quality wise. But that said, yeah, I could do more relevant content and should. And that probably is going to mean Valoring up kind of off stream here for a little bit and getting a character ready and then switching over. And I'll probably play something other than a minstrel too, just to kind of provide a little variety on that front as well. I'm considering Runekeeper, but we'll see where I end up actually going. A kinship update has been talked about. It is on the schedule. I don't know that we're going to end up getting to it this year, but we'll see where we end up on that. The Roxy stream, he runs raids on his stream, and that's what he's doing, so. If you're looking for that, perhaps that may be an option for you. Yay, I did it. I won the thing. All right. I think I will do this mayoral one because it's kind of a fun one too. Even though I wasn't doing all that great on it last time. Yeah. So there was a time when I was trying to get both Lotro and the other game up and running on my television set using a wireless Bluetooth keyboard and wireless mouse using kind of like a Steam Link thing. And then I was giving it a shot using a PlayStation 4 controller that was going through, I believe it's called Input Mapper. It's kind of a open source PS4 compatibility to Windows program. Works well both in Windows and Steam for the most part. So I was able to get both Lotro and DDO working with a pretty adequate setup using a PlayStation 4 controller, but there are limits to it. You know, you need to kind of pre-program the mouse or the kind of switching in that very carefully, and you may need to adjust your layout a bit to make it work. Ultimately, the reason I didn't stick with it is that there were still options where I ended up having to use the PlayStation 4 trackpad to just kind of click on various things in my inventory or open up various panels or things like that that you couldn't really conveniently map even with alternate kind of shift and control keys. I still wanted a little more variety, so I didn't end up going with the PlayStation 4 thing. But for general questing, for 80% of what I was doing, it was working pretty well, actually. So. I was also trying to do that ahead of time under the thinking of, well, what if we ever did do like some kind of sit-down press demo thing or something like that at a convention, you know? It might be convenient to just kind of have a PlayStation 4 controller up to, you know, broadcast farther away on a screen without any real issues in that, and that seemed useful, so. kind of miss that. Let me give him salt. I don't know. Here, some salt. Yeah.
Humane Manders have a lifetime supply of salt.
Mm-hmm.
I think your counterpart over at Blizzard, Devilor, has a salt tar that anytime somebody sends him extremely rude tweets, he prints it out and offers it up as an alternate. He's a
Controller made mounted combat a bit easier. That makes sense. Yeah, because basically the way I had it mapped is the four direction pads were the first 4 hotkeys, and then the triangle, circle, cross, and square buttons were 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just generally didn't use 9 and 10 for this particular setup. I used left stick for movement, right stick for camera. Depending on the game, I could alternate what I wanted pressing in on the left and right sticks to do. Generally, the right side was either a screenshot or take something with a camera. And then for combat, basically I just had right mouse button be the right trigger, left mouse button be the left trigger, and then the 2 top triggers would be used to swap between hotbars. So you could go up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever you wanted to do there. And then occasionally, between going up and down on the top thumb buttons, and using the face plates, you could get 90% of everything done. I had pressing in on the trackpad call up the map. I had also a shift button, so you could hold L1 and press another button to do also different things, like kind of a secondary attack. Or I would have the faceplate button, or not the faceplate, but the symbol buttons be offensive skills, and then L1 and those same be defensive skills or something like that. So, like I said, I got it working actually surprisingly well, although it took me probably an hour and a half to set all that stuff up. But then ultimately I didn't do it just because I mostly just went away from the Steam Link as a thing, because it was causing some compatibility issues with my UPnP system on my computer. But it was working. I think the idea of playing a MMO with a steering wheel controller is hilarious. I very much appreciate the attempt. What? You said it was dry. Have some gosh darn water. You wanted butter, huh? Okay. Urgh. No, I don't think we would consider doing another miniature rendition of the Shadows of Angmar Witch King, but that's awesome. I would put water on my bread. If it was too dry, I'd drink it with water or something like that. Let's see, what might be some more stuff I could mention. Adding to this dish would spoil its taste, so I'm assuming that means nothing? Or maybe a wine? there is a lot of interest clearly on legendary item work and the what and the why, and can we kind of pelt you with questions on it? And I love that idea. We're just not there yet. But I think that when we do get there, it would be great to have a fairly lengthy Q&A with folks and kind of give you and people an opportunity to really kind of hit us with a bunch of questions on it and see what we can do there. So, where is 4K UI improvements on the priority list? It is on the engineering list. However, it's not yet. They have some other really important engineering priorities that have to be done first. So it's on that list to try to work on 4K compatibility. It's going to be a challenge to pull off, but I do think we will get there eventually. At the very least, I think it'll start with like resizing windows, and then perhaps be a more fully fledged 4K update. Not quite rich enough. If he wants rich, he wants butter. Yay!
Is there something I can do for you?
There we go. Let's see. Which other one do I want to do?
Please, stay a moment.
Oh yeah, who am I trying to pelt rotten vegetables at the fun spoiling bounders? Okay.
Yep, you just have to make sure they don't see you do it. I understand Elda had great success by parking herself like on the far side of one of the buildings and sniping through another.
Oh, you just can't even get near them, huh? I wasn't throwing it at them, but I failed it nonetheless. All right, let me redo that.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Don't go in the tent? I don't know. It seems to be working for me. Yep. Boffin's definitely the easiest to get, so. Yay.
Hello.
All right, there we go. You can't take the intensity. Yeah, I appreciate that. This is a particularly dull stream, but it may also be wrapping up here fairly soon. We started off with a bang, though. We got some pretty cool news, including a patch that'll be going out most likely next week. That'll include the Rise of Isengard on the Legendary Worlds. When it debuts, there'll be a VIP gift. You'll just have to log in between the start of that the Legendary World opening with Rise of Isengard, which we'll, of course, announce, along with this armor thing. And you'll have until the end of September to claim it, and you just log in and get it. So, additionally, next week's patch will have a little bit of work on Kids of Kala. We'll have some Rise of Isengard kind of balance work. And we'll also have some localization bug fixes for the French and German game clients. So that's what we have, I believe, so far. To recap again, the Summer Festival Encore will be starting on September 26th, starting at 10 a.m., so we were able to get that in. It's a VIP event boost this weekend, and that runs through Monday, being shut off on Tuesday at 3 a.m. Additionally, the Farmers Fair through September 9th, being shut off on the 10th at 3 a.m. What do you got going on here, Druid's Fire, this afternoon? Now, you're at Dragon Con, so you're not doing your show, right?
That is correct. I will not be doing my show, and there is much rejoicing. However, I will be spending some time with friends in the industry. Sadly, nobody from Lotro. Y'all should come down to DragonCon. It's a great time.
Yeah, Dragon Con would be fun. There's a lot of conventions. What can I say? And let me just real quick do one more scan through chat. Did my speakers turn off? Not that I'm aware of. Did I do something? Okay.
Probably. Your game turned off.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end it here then. I know that we've got Corey. Corey's coming up here in a few minutes, right? I think.
Yep, he should be here like usual. It's just nobody's going to be collecting lore questions. You can email them to phil.boswell@signamu.org, I believe.
And you can check out the full schedule over on twitch.tv/LotraStream. You might want to do that because we have added a few new shows here in recent weeks. So congrats to all those fine folks as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for being here, Druid's Fire, and I will see everyone again soon. Bye-bye.